Greetings, YouTube. LMSTactical here. Hoping everybody's doing well, everybody's healthy, and I hope life is showing you more good days than bad ones. This video is, as the title probably is going to suggest, this is a checking in with you guys. And then there's a Dana Perino twist. And I know you're wondering what that has to do with my channel. It'll all become obvious in a second. First, the check-in. I got Charlie sitting next to me. He's soaking wet. We just got him out of the river, so he's laying next to me, snuggled up. He's doing really good. So I've been off the radar for a little bit, and that's because you may remember I said that we had demolished half of my mountain cabin up in the Shenandoahs, and we're rebuilding it. We're making it into a house. It's a very long project. There's been some budget setbacks, namely the $102,000 I had to pay the IRS. That hurt. Look, I'm getting red-faced just even talking about it. Let's change the subject. So, yesterday, or I got home last night. I had been up at the cabin there, for a few days. That's the first time I've been there since last summer. So we've gone through the whole hard winter and all the snow and everything. And it was really kind of cool, actually. I mean, there's a lot of trees down, but, it's 12 acres. A lot of it is, heavily forested. So there were trees that had fallen down and blocked the access road, and it was fun. My buddy, the guy that's building the house, and I, we hooked up the tree to his truck, and we pulled it, out of the road, snapped it, all that kind of stuff that guys like to do, moving trees and things like that. So yeah, that progress, we're getting ready to go hardcore on the building of this thing. So there are going to be periods of time when I'm off the radar, and that's where I'll be. It's going to be so beautiful though, man. We're still going to do the same house. It's just probably going to take a lot longer because I'm not rich by any stretch. So, what else was I going to tell you? Oh, this is kind of a sad story. Sorry about that. You guys know I eat sunflower seeds, so by the time I turn on the camera, I'm like, nah, 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 nah. Why are you so self-conscious, Mike? Shut up. Why are you talking to yourself? Shut up. Okay, so we were just getting ready to leave, and I go up to what's, the porch / deck that's still semi-standing, as we, I told you we demolished most of it. And we find what we thought was, at first we thought it was a fox, then we thought it was a coyote. And it turned out to be a very young deer. And it's just sad, you guys know I'm not a hunter, and, as a retired LAPD guy, I hunt people, or used to hunt people, and bad guys, and I never had any qualms about that. But I have a big thing for animals, and it turns out I'm almost a Buddhist monk when it comes to the subject of animals. I can't even fish anymore. That's how bad. And that's all because of this furry beast next to me. He's turned me into, I look at life differently now. But I never hunted, deer or anything like that. And so here's this deer, and what it looks like, from just the evidence around the crime scene, it looks like a pack of coyotes had chased him up onto the deck. He fell between two boards. One of the boards was missing, so it was really narrow. Somehow his body fell through there, and can you imagine this? Either he was trapped there, and he had got one leg stuck on the outside. Either he was trapped and died a slow, miserable death, or the coyotes cornered him there and ripped him to shreds, and he died a fast, scary, painful death. Because he was literally, all the meat was gone. Every bit of meat from his body was gone. It was just like the carcass, the outside, like the hide around the skeleton, and that's it. And his head. Everything else was gone. So it was literally like a, PG-13 bloody, slasher movie scene on that damn porch. And I don't know, man. I try to stop thinking about it because, you know, last night when I was going to bed, I was picturing, I torture myself. I think you know, have to go through the whole bloody scenario. So that's that. The house is going to come, you know, once we get the rest of it demolished, and we have to move the electrical, because it's got electricity and it's got a well. There was no running water other than the kitchen in the cabin. There's no bathroom or anything, so it's like an outhouse for those that haven't followed my channel. So we got to move this and move that. I'm looking for a, you know, a really cheap, you know, if I can get like a $3,000 little tractor, man, that'll help, because I got this long access road. You guys have seen it, and I need to, there's just so much work that needs to be done. I need to win the lottery. That's all there is to it. But that's that. Everything's great. I just, you know, I know I haven't posted any videos in a while. I don't want you to think I'm forgetting about the channel. I think about you guys all the time. I love you. But Dana Perino, why am I talking about Dana Perino? I am very active on Twitter lately. I mean, it's really weird. I let the account sit for a while, and it turned out that, man, I really enjoy it. You know, it's a good place to get my political rants out and not get too hung up in conversations. Rarely do I check the messages there, because, you know, you get caught up in all this weird stuff. I don't want to chat with people. I just want to post my stuff. So, you know, I don't know. I made a couple of jokes, and Dana Perino, for those that don't know, she was the press secretary under Bush, and now she's on Fox. She's part of the Five. The show comes on at 5 o'clock. And you know, I've had my ups and downs with Fox, and I've got videos here about Fox. They've disappointed me. But when I look at, you know, and I for those that don't know who I am, I look at all news sources. I don't just watch Fox like religiously. So, you know, I'm listening to the BBC. I'm listening to the what is this new channel I discovered on cable? It's like One America News, OAN. Really interesting. I think I talked about that on another video. But when everything's said and done, you know, Dana Perino, she just seems like the most classy, kind of the most real. If I had to pick one person on the whole Fox network that I would trust and would actually have an interesting conversation with, it'd be Dana Perino, because she just seems like the most, I hate to use the overused word of authentic, but, you know. So anyways, when she laughed at the last division I worked in LAPD was Hollywood. I'm not starstruck by any stretch. I actually, you know, I don't think too highly of the Hollywood elite. I've been in their homes. When my book comes out, you'll see the dirt. And yes, I am trying my best, but Charlie screws me up working on that book, but I'll get it out. And you'll see, you know, I mean, I've seen them at their worst, you know, and I'm just not real taken aback or starstruck by the Hollywood elite. I'm not a guy that would cross the street to get an autograph from anybody, you know, unless George Washington came back from the dead or something. But she laughed at a couple of my jokes, like, haha, and then, you know, I realized after watching the show for a while that she is really into her dog, Jasper. And I'm not even sure what kind of dog it is, but really a cute dog. And so obviously I'm obsessed with Charlie. You know, Charlie's got a video on YouTube on another channel that's got over 2 million views now. I mean, and I just love it. I love the fact that he's kind of like known all around the world, and he's gonna live forever, so to speak. So I'm obsessed with my dog, if you haven't seen this channel before. Oh, look, I've got a tattoo of Charlie's face on my arm for you new people. I mean, who does that? If you would have told me I was going to do that years ago, I would have thought you were nuts. You know, somebody doing that, but here I are. And, right, Charlie? He's sleeping. He's tired. He's getting old. He's almost 10. So, and he had a great time at the cabin, by the way. So I get these messages on these Twitter. I get these private messages all of a sudden from, you know, quite a few people saying, it started off with one person who actually said publicly, hey, does Dana Perino ever respond? You know, and then I get these other ones. How come you add Dana Perino on a lot of your tweets? You know, and I started thinking about it, and it's like, man, Dana Perino or anybody that gets a guy that, you know, I'm sitting here all tattooed out and everything, probably thinks I'm like some psychotic serial killer. That was a year ago. I'm recovered. No, I'm just kidding. But, you know, so I do it because I don't know. I have a lot of, this sounds so stupid, man. I mean, it sounds like I am starstruck, and I'm not. Somebody that's a celebrity that is really into their dog, I totally get it, because it's so refreshing to me, because I just, people that gain a certain level of celebrity, it seems like they ultimately they just turn kind of into people that you just don't like. So yeah, that's it. You know, I don't have you know, my wife and I, we watch the 5, and she thinks just as highly, if you have to pick the one that we trust the most, it's Dana Perino. So I'm not a Dana Perino like guy that's going to run across the street and, oh my God, Dana Perino, she forwarded a tweet of mine, or Twitter, whatever, a tweet. That's not the case. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of cool, you know, that she laughed at one of my jokes. I mean, because let's face it, I'm a funny guy. You know, and I get sick of being the only guy laughing at my jokes, so it's good to have someone else laugh every now and again. So that's the Dana Perino thing. So if you're on my Twitter and you see me copying her, it's because I happen to think she's a good representation of fair and balanced, which is, you know, that's the theme Fox uses. I don't think that they hit their mark as often as I used to think they did. This whole Donald Trump thing has, you know, it's kind of put a blemish, in my opinion, certainly on Megyn Kelly. You know, who I used to think, oh yeah, she's probably be a cool person, she's probably a good mom, and blah blah blah, and she may be, but yeah, I don't like the way she handled the whole Trump thing. I'm rambling, aren't I? I'm sitting here with a soaking wet dog, and I'm rambling. Just wanted to check in. There's no reason for you to be judging me, so stop it. And that's it. I do have another video that was more germane to the channel's original theme, but it's going to involve some demonstrations, so I haven't completed it yet. Just bear with me. And yeah, hope you guys are doing good. If you stuck it out this long, man, you're probably waiting to see the cool stuff I add after the credits, because I always add something, don't I? There's always something there. It's my little gift to you. That's it, LMSTactical. I hope you're doing good, and I am out of here. Roll the credits, cue the music. Bam. Good boy. He's a good boy.